Hi everyone, you're welcome to my channel once again. My name is Adora, and if you are just coming across this channel for the first time, thank you very much for stopping by. And to my old subscribers, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate. Okay, so this video is for those of us back home who have a friend or two or a family member abroad. It's just to let you understand that life abroad for some people is not really as rosy as they may paint it to be. It's not really as beautiful and as flamboyant as what we see on social media networks and all that. So it's just to let you understand that not everybody who lives abroad is actually having it very smooth. Some people are actually going through hell. Some people are actually going through a lot, but it's just that because they seem to be in a different environment from which we are kind of used to back home, so we tend to understand or to believe that they're having it very, very rosy, they're having it very beautiful, all is very well with them and their life is perfect. But to some people, life is far from perfect for them because they're going through a lot of stress. So recently, there was this man that was found wandering around the streets of London, and he's actually a Nigerian man. And what actually happened was that on this beautiful day, he was walking on a particular street somewhere in West London, and someone sighted him. And the person that saw him said, this man looks very familiar, he was a familiar face. So the person that saw him walked up to him and said, you look very familiar, you look like someone I know from back home. And they kind of introduced themselves, and this person that saw this man walking around said, I think I know you. Your face looks very familiar. And after their introduction, they discovered that they were actually from the same place, from the same village. They actually know themselves. Their families know each other back from home. So they got talking. And because the states at which this other man who was loitering around was found in was really, really a pitiable state. He was in a sad condition. It looked like he was begging for attention. He needed attention. He needed some sort of support, help. In fact, to put it straight, he was actually homeless. So what he usually does is that he wakes up in the morning from wherever he must have passed the night. He could squat with a friend today, and then tomorrow he leaves and then takes the bus. He sleeps all through the bus till he gets to anywhere he could find shelter. And then when he comes out from there, he goes to one of these food banks, or these there's this place where they usually cook for homeless people who need food, who need warm cooked food. He goes there to eat. Then when he leaves there, he just loiters around the street or the neighborhood, just looking for where to spend the night. Sometimes when these shelters that accommodates people are actually full and he has no place to sleep, to spend the night, he sleeps in front of shops at night. He puts his blanket on the floor and sleeps there. He just pass the night till the next morning. So this is what this our Nigerian guy has been going through abroad. So when he discussed his travels, he discussed everything that he has been experiencing with this other guy that has just seen him, that ran into him on the street. This guy said, one funny thing, back home, people actually think that this man here in UK is dead. They actually think he's gone because he has left Nigeria for about 25 years now. He's been in UK for about 25 years now. And funny enough, his life has not always been like this. There was a time it was a bit, manageable, it was a bit rosy. So recently, due to personal issues this man has encountered, it has really, really dragged him down psychologically, emotionally, and even mentally. He is not himself. Like, he's not mentally fit as such. He's not okay. He's not okay at all. So all this in one has actually made the man kind of abnormal, because even when they were discussing, when they were communicating, the other man that ran into him, I mean the one who came from Nigeria, that ran into this brother who's on the streets, he said when they were discussing, this other man was not so coherent like that he was having speech problems. So it was very difficult to even understand him when they were discussing, that he just had to use his senses to put one and two together to know what exactly the man was talking about. So where am I going to from here? Now you see, people back home, his family back home have actually written him off a long time. They thought he was dead because, yeah, someone that has left home for like 25 years till now, and after a while, I don't know how long that has been, there's been lack of communication. Definitely, his those back home might have thought at some point that he just decided to ignore them, or maybe he's living large here. He does not want to discuss with them again, or he does not want to have anything to do with them back home, or no things like that. A lot of people have this thought that when you live abroad, you just ignore them and all that, and they may not know exactly what he's going through. So where am I going to from here? This man's case is just one of many cases that we have seen so far about people who travel abroad. Not everyone who lives abroad has it rosy. Not everyone who lives in the Western world, be it America, United Kingdom, Europe, or whatever, has a very beautiful or a very pleasant life. A lot of people are struggling, especially when you don't have your papers, you don't have your documents, or if you have a mental problem. Now, what could lead to this mental problem? There are so many things that could lead to one having a mental breakdown. It could be because maybe your loved one, maybe your wife or your husband who you've been living with abroad, suddenly passes on, and maybe you've already had this bond together and you find it difficult to move on after the death of your loved one. It could actually affect people mentally. Another reason is if you have gone through this documents problem for a very long time, you have tried to get your documents and it's not forthcoming. The stress of immigration is not something you would want to go through. That alone could make you depressed. Another reason why people could also go into depression and it could affect their mental health is when you have your children taken away from you. This is a prayer no mother, no father prays to experience. It is heart-wrenching. So imagine if you have, you've raised the children for a while, and after a while you have problems with social services, child protection services, and the children are taken away from you. These are all reasons why people could go into depression. People could be mentally crazy and paranoid. But if people are found in this condition, they might find it difficult to interact or communicate with those of you that are back home. They might find it difficult to want to express what they are going through. So not everybody wants to actually explain what they are going through, what they are passing through abroad. Some people want to keep it to themselves, why they sort it out. Some people are also ashamed to express, to tell people that, oh, look at what I'm going through and all that. Now, in this same country, we have seen people that have been abroad for many years. I'm talking about 10, 15 years and above. And when you ask them, why have you not gone back home since? They are like, I have not achieved enough. I've not arrived enough. I've not gotten to that level where I'm expected to get to. So I feel so ashamed to go back home. Now, when they say where the level which they are expected to, sometimes it's not just about their own expectation. It could also be the expectation from family and friends back home. Maybe you have a family who is so much on your neck and they kind of mocking you that, oh, you've lived abroad for so many years, you've not been able to build a house, you've not been able to buy a piece of land, you've not been able to achieve this or achieve that back home. Your focus back here is how to start making it, is how to hustle, how to work hard, how to, even if it means you working at the detriment of your health. All you are interested right now is to prove to them back there that you can actually afford to do those certain things which they have accused you of not doing, or they think you are not able to meet up. So a lot of people here are going through so much stress just because of what they're passing through, or what family and friends back home have actually put them, just because of pressure, societal pressure, family pressure, peer pressure. They are looking for any means possible to make it. And when they are not able to make it, they decide to cut off all means of communication between themselves and the people back home, because they feel the only time I'm going to allow them hear from me or communicate with me is when I have made it. I don't want to go back looking like a failure. I don't want them to be asking me questions like, oh, where is your house? Where is your this? Where is your that? So you see, a lot of people decide to just stay away until they decide to achieve everything they want to achieve financially. Sometimes it is boiled down to the financial achievement before they eventually turn up and make you understand, yes, I am still here. Another reason why I think you should also be in constant communication with your family or friend that live abroad, whether they communicate with you once in a while, try and keep in touch, is because a lot of these people too, I've mentioned before the issue of mental health. Some people are not really well. Some people are not feeling too well, which they might not be able to explain because they can't even interact or talk properly on the phone. So they might not be able to communicate with you and tell you what they are going through. The other reason why I have just mentioned is that some people are ashamed. They think they have not been able to achieve certain things that are expected of them at a certain age. So they may just decide to keep their distance from you. And then the third reason I want to give is that some people, believe it or not, are in prison. Some people are in jail. Some are there due to different reasons. It could be because they've actually committed a crime. Some are there because maybe they were accomplices in different crimes. Some could even be there due to no fault of theirs. Maybe situation just happened and they found themselves in that mess, and one thing led to the other, and they'll have to be the ones to bear the burden. So people are in different situations abroad. People are in different situations here that it's not everything they can actually explain to you. It's not everything they can communicate with you, because they think, number one, you might not understand because you are not here, you're not in the system, you might not understand. And secondly, they think even if you understand, they think you might laugh at them, you might mock them, so they decide to keep things to themselves. And other reason is that sometimes they just want to keep everybody in suspense until they have actually achieved what they want to achieve before they turn out, before they bring themselves out, before they make themselves public. So, but for those people that are actually going through stress, you might not know. That's why I said keep in contact with as many people as possible, as many times as possible as you can, to the best of your ability, because some people are going through hell. Yes, forget about what you see on the social media, on the internet. Forget about those who come out to flash pictures of flamboyant lifestyle, cars, and all those things. It is not exactly what you see there that happens here. Some people here are going through hell. So if you have a family member who lives abroad and maybe they haven't communicated with you in a long time, even if they have, try as much as possible at your own convenience to reach out to them, to say hi, hello. You know how they're doing, because some people are actually not very good in communicating their stress and their troubles to other people. So that's it for today. I've just come to let you understand that life is not rosy for everyone down here. So when you have anybody abroad whom you've not seen in a long time or you've not heard from, it will actually cause no harm to reach out to them and know how they're doing. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for next time. Bye.